popping people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do before we get started. Excuse me. Go ahead and do your boy a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. As you know, we on our way to 20K. We trying to get that done before the new year gets started. You feel what I'm saying? Go ahead and do your boy a solid. Click that notification bell so you'll know when your boy is going live or dropping this heat. And for once, Cam Newton is talking about Coach Prime, and he's right. All that going to Florida State and Coach Prime needs to be out of Colorado mess, that makes no sense. But on 4th and 1 on Cam's show, I think he put this out today. It makes sense what he said, but I want y'all to hear it from him and understand exactly what he's saying. So let's go check it out.
Jim in college football as a whole, I would even say history. You probably think Nick Saban. Probably would think Kirby Smart. You probably would think Jimbo Fisher. You probably would think Dabo. You probably would think Bobby Bowden. You probably would think Lou Holtz. Bear Bryant. Pat Dye.
Oh, you just threw Pat Dye in there because you went to Auburn, dog. Even though Pat Dye was pretty much the greatest coach that Auburn ever had, was the biggest racist coach that Auburn ever had. But besides Tuppy Tobio, but that's a whole nother story. We ain't gonna talk about that. Y'all know I'm from Alabama. I was in Alabama when Cam was doing this thing at Auburn. You know what I'm saying? I went to those games. I saw it live in person. I was at the Iron Bowl when Cam made that comeback. I still don't like him for that, but other than that, he all right. But those coaches he mentioned are some of the greatest coaches in college football. You know, even though they forgot about the guy at Penn State. We ain't gonna say his name because we don't do that. You know, and he said Bear. He didn't say Jim Trussell of Ohio State. You know, he said Lou Holtz. He left out a few, but those are some of the greatest coaches, the most recognizable coaches, and thought of as some of the greatest coaches in college football. But Cam makes an excellent point with the rest of this video. Coach Prime is the greatest coach in college football and will be the greatest coach in college football in Colorado. And he won't have to leave Colorado to do it. Only thing with Cam, everybody thinks that Coach Prime has to leave Colorado to fulfill his goals. And me, I don't think so. I think it's unnecessary to leave Colorado. It would be unnecessary to leave Colorado because I think in Colorado, they will make everything available for him. They have a few billionaire donors in Colorado, not as many as some of the other colleges like Alabama, like Texas, Texas A&M, Baylor, well, pretty much any college in the state of Texas, Auburn, Alabama, Ohio State, Oregon, of course, USC. Well, I don't know about USC. They might not get in that school out there. They might get to the arts, to the school of the arts before they get to the football program. But let's get back into what Cam talking about.
But all those coaches was white. If you give a black coach the magnitude of Deion Sanders, the resources, I guarantee you college football ain't ready for that. I promise you that.
Now, that's a statement that y'all need to hear again. And I'm going to run it back because y'all need to hear the full magnitude of what he just said. And he is correct. College football is not ready for that. For a man of Deion Sanders' caliber to wield that type of power and with those type of resources would be unfathomable for a lot of college coaches and a lot of college athletic directors. He already got too much power as they see it right now, because with the way he's changing college football, it has them already looking to do something else, or to put a spin on something, or to try to give credit to somebody else for what Deion is accomplishing. It's gonna get crazy, but we're gonna run back what Cam had to say. Y'all need to listen.
I think Lou Holtz, Bear Bryant, Pat Dye, Auburn. But all those coaches was white. If you give a black coach the magnitude of Deion Sanders, the resources, I guarantee you college football ain't ready for that. I promise you that.
Why you say that?
It's a thing that they call relatability. And when Deion Sanders walk into your living room versus Kirby Smart walking into your living room, I can get to the same place, and that's the NFL. And it's a lot of times coaches are like ministers. You choose your church not because of the message that they're telling you, it's the belief that what they're telling you, you believe in.
Perfect analogy. And that is correct. Relatability is a huge factor when it comes to coaches. Also playing time, and also want to. The more you can relate to your coach, to his assistants, to the people that he have on staff, and especially your position coach, because your position coach is the coach you spend the most time with, right? You spend more time with your position coach than your head coach. But depending on your head coach, which is Coach Prime, who played both sides of the ball. This is what makes Coach Prime so much different than any other coach in college. Because he played both sides of the ball. He's not an offensive-minded coach or a straight defensive-minded coach. He values both sides of the football. You know, you'll get a head coach like Saban, who was a defensive coach, namely a defensive backs coach. So Saban's biggest attribute to his team was on the defensive side of the ball. And he only mostly cared about how the defense played, how the defensive backs looked. That's why Alabama was super strong on defense most years. The defense was always stronger than the offense. 9 times out of 10, the defense was the savior. Defense, all we need you to do is do this. That's why he never needed, in Saban's first 6 or 7 years, that's why they never needed a great quarterback. That's why he could win with a McElroy. That's why he could win with what's his face. You could win with those quarterbacks because you just needed a game manager. You didn't need a dynamic quarterback because we relied heavily on our defense to get stops. We didn't have to put up 40 points. We could put up 24. In the second half, you're not moving the ball. We're going to dominate you on defense. And that was Saban's philosophy because he was a defensive-minded ball. But on Pete Carroll, he's an offensive coach. Pete Carroll wanted to move the ball. That's why you had dynamic players like Reggie Bush and Matt Lyon and Lindell White and players like that coming out of USC. Dynamic offensive players, not a lot of dynamic defensive players. You had those type of guys. So depending on your head coach, that's where most of his vision goes. But with Prime, he played both sides of the ball. So his focus is on everything. He can see it all. I know how this should look. And this is how I want this to look on offense. On offense, I want a dynamic quarterback, but I also want a bruiser for a running back. We need to get better on the offensive line so we can move the ball some and make it easier on our quarterback. On defense, DBs, I need y'all to step up. Y'all need to lock them wide receivers down. Defensive line, I need y'all penetrating. I need y'all crushing the ball. I need everybody to the ball so we can make this tackle, not just one man at a time. That's why you hear Coach Prime talking that way. But if you go to other teams, you'll hear the head coach, if he's a defensive coach, he's focusing on the defensive side of the ball. He's in the defensive back meetings, in the linebacker meetings. He don't visit the offense all that much. He let his OC handle all that over there. And he'll go visit and say, hey, this don't look right. We need to do it this way, this way. He has little input, but not major input. But on the defense side of the ball, he has a lot. But with a coach like Prime, his input is all over the place, especially when it comes to special teams. That's why he's so hard on the special teams, because he did that. He was on special teams. Prime ran back kickoff, ran back punch, zone and tackle, did all that. People say Deion didn't make tackles when he was playing defense. That's a lie. Go look at the tape. See, people just talk that because they see this all the shine and the glitz. And when Prime was out there, he get that pick, and at the 30, he put that hand behind the head, and it balled up in the air, and he just stunned. Get to the goal line and start doing the end. But on the rarity when people made those catches, he made the tackles. Prime was a big hitter. That's where Shiloh get it from. Y'all don't remember, I'm old enough to remember this. Prime was knocking people out when he was hitting. That's why Shiloh a big hitter. Prime used to hit people for real, but people ain't gonna believe. But anyway, I'm not gonna get it. Let me get back into Cam Newton, because I can talk about what Prime used to do for a minute, because I watched it all.
They read it from the same book.
Mm-hmm.
They telling you the same thing. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. They teaching the same books: Deuteronomy, Leviticus, First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians,
Job, so
all that.
Let's go.
But what goes a little deeper than that? That's why Deion Sanders is the greatest gem in college football history. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. So when I'm making my takes on First Take, and I'm saying, bro, if I was Florida State, I would empty the clip, because if Deion Sanders had a bag that spares no expense, college football ain't never seen that. We used to the Kirby Smarts, the Nick Sabans, the Bobby Bowdens, the Jim Trussels.
He got Trussell in there. Look at that. But he right. He is so right. College football ain't seen a black man with the treasure trove of money and marketing that those coaches had in a black man's hand. And he's saying that because 90% of the players that play college football are black. Let's just, man, we don't even go there. But he's right. If Deion had those unlimited resources, and I'm telling you, they're going to get there. They're going to build up in Colorado. Colorado got a few big boosters like Pasta J and a couple of other guys that are there. They have a couple of millionaire boosters. They don't have the amount of billionaire boosters that a lot of schools have. But a lot of schools also have those outside boosters, because that comes from winning. Winning changes everything. And when the winning starts, the money changes. And the money will change in Colorado. The NIL program will change in Colorado. The amount of 4- and 5-star players that Prime will be able to stack will change in Colorado. When Saban got there, he had to recruit for 2 years, 3 years to get that first national title. It wasn't because he already had some stamina, because he was Nick Saban. He had already won a title at LSU. So he had some weight when he showed up in Alabama. Coach Prime didn't have no weight. He had more disbelief in what he could do than people and players that believed in what he could do. Because he was coming from lowly Jackson State, let everybody else say. So once again, he had to prove himself. Yet again, on the biggest stage, it is in college football. And in year 2, it has been shown. And as the years go by, the classes will get bigger. The 4 and 5, the amount of starters that are going to jump in the portal and come to Colorado this year is going to be ridiculous. So y'all need to get ready. Hold your head. Don't be scared. And don't be shocked that y'all asses won't be able to mock Coach Prime no more. Because the amount of talent. I told y'all last year. I told a lot of people, and a lot of people told me, Snacks, you stupid. They don't have that amount of talent in Colorado. And I'm saying, y'all don't see what I see. Y'all don't read what I read. Y'all don't watch the plays that I watch. The amount of time, Colorado was the best team in the Big 12 without a doubt. And people are going to say, yeah, but they didn't go to the Big 12. Well, Alabama didn't win a national title every year. The man is just in year 2. Y'all expect more out of him than you do out of Nick Saban. That man ain't been coaching college football for 20 years. He hasn't built a college football resume like everybody else has. So he's still building his foundation. But in year 3 and year 4, y'all going to be real mad, because I'm telling you, the amount of talent that Prime will have on that team is going to be ridiculous. Let's get back to Cam.
The Pete Carrolls, these coaches that were the coaches, they were relatable. Who's more relatable than Deion Sanders, especially the economic situation of most players?
But let me ask you this though, Cam, because some people might be saying you're getting a little ahead, as he's the most, what you said, the biggest gem in college history.
Man, listen.
But what do people say? He ain't won nothing yet though.
With what?
But he ain't won. But let's break it down. He went to Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
He won the SWAC, but he didn't win the national championship even on HBCU level. Now he's Power 5. Colorado, they're not even going to make the playoffs to win the national championship. He might win a bowl game. So before you giving out this, like, what would you say to that person? Like, he ain't won it. All those people are proven winners. Now, I'm not saying in their second year they won, but I'm saying they have edged their name in history. What would you say to the people of saying that? It's like he's a bigger gem than them and he hasn't won anything?
Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Most of my career, my office was covered in green grass and white hash marks.
Hold on. We're not gonna watch Cam Newton's commercial for his endorsement for ZipRecruiter. We're not gonna do that. They ain't paying no bills. I don't mind promoting them for Cam, but that is something we just ain't gonna do.
They had more resources than Deion Sanders. Give Deion Sanders Nick Saban's resources.
So you take Deion to Alabama.
No, I know he don't want to go to Alabama. I wouldn't want to go to Alabama if I was Deion Sanders. You give Deion Sanders Alabama's resources at another team. And
yeah, I was tripping on me when I said don't go to Alabama. It ain't worth it. He know. He been there. He's seen it for himself. It's good to be a player in Alabama, not to be a coach. Coach. Not gonna happen. Not gonna work. Wouldn't even last 2 years. I promise you it won't. It won't last 2 years.
Watch what the hell he do. And he's even more dangerous because now, if his sons leave, now he can really show how great of a coach he is.
That's gonna be
because it's not no more crime with passion. It's no more passionate. He can recruit unbiasedly. He can play people unbiasedly. He can get the good guys in here. It's business at the end of the day.
Yep. And we got to touch on that because
so that's a great point. Yes, but has he not won everywhere that he's been?
And that's an excellent point. Perfect. Cam, you making sense today, son. It might be the feather in your cap. I'm gonna help you out. That Warren Moon jersey on. I feel you. It might be the feather in your cap, bruh. Give Prime the resources that they have at Alabama, and they will get there by next year. Colorado has a lot of money right now that they're not spending yet, and they have no reason to, because right now everything that's coming in is profit, and it's a lot of it. And you just got to give it a minute. This recruiting class is going to make a difference because Cam is right. Shiloh gone. Shador gone. Travis gone. And that's what held a lot of recruits back too. A lot of players last year because they didn't want to get in there. This year, everybody out the way. Juju coming in, probably bringing in another quarterback from the portal. But that stigma is off of Coach Prime. Your kids are gone. Now I'm free of all of that. I ain't got to hear it. I don't have to listen to it. You can't prejudge me for it. I got space. Come see me. And if you don't think that those players have not been hitting up Coach Prime, those offensive linemen, those defense, you think them offensive linemen didn't see that the right side of that line was screwed up? They know they ain't moving Jordan C. You know he ain't moving. But Rock gone. You need a place there. Khalil gone. You need a place there. Houston, out of there. You got a place there. You got place and space. I told y'all, spending all that money is not necessarily a good thing. Ole Miss spent a whole lot of money. You get those boys out of Texas Tech and Texas. Ohio State literally said they spent $20 million on players. And I told y'all they was going to get run through by Michigan. It's want to. That's how Kansas beat Ohio. That's how Kansas beat Colorado last week. It was want to. When you want it that bad, no matter the amount, you get it. That's your result. Players will believe Coach Prime because he's been there. He's been there every mountaintop. So when he says, come here and I will show you and I will teach you and I will give you everything you need to get to the next level, all you have to do is listen and follow instructions and don't screw up. You will get your opportunity. Why wouldn't you? It's proven. And then when these players get drafted this season, that's more proof. We already know Shador and Travis are going high in the draft. And see, a lot of people only think it's only going to be like LeJounte drafted after that. It's going to be a few more. But I digress. Let's get back to Cam.
He has
The name of the game that Deion Sanders has been able to do, and it started with one person. He's been able to lure top tier talent. Name me a more higher recruit to say, I ain't gonna go to Florida State, which he was committed to. I ain't gonna go to Ohio State, which he had offer from. I ain't gonna go to University of Georgia, which he had
Or
offer
Alabama.
from. I'm gonna go to Jackson State. Jackson is in Mississippi. I'm gonna bypass this NIL bag because when Deion Sanders walked into my living room and when he texted me, it just meant a little different. I may not have ever seen Deion Sanders play. I may not ever heard that. Must be the money. I may not ever seen none of that. But one thing that I did know is that was the most impactful player of his time. And that's a fact. And that's
Preach.
the thing people don't understand. See, what makes the Kirbys, the Nick Sabans, the Dabos, the Hugh Freezes of the world, what makes them have their right to speak to you in the regard that they're speaking to is because of what they've been able to accomplish as a coach.
Mm.
You don't hear
Well,
me.
I hear you. They
The
speaking up
difference
there.
between Prime is he can look at you and he can give you an honest opinion because he actually did it as a player.
I've been where you trying to go.
yeah. I told you, boy. Deion has been to the mountaintop. You can't get no higher than where Deion is right now and where he's been as a player. To the mountaintop. All I'm saying is, and all Cam is saying is, for most of y'all, we know everybody can't go. But when Colorado comes call and knocking at your door, you might want to answer. You might want to go visit. You might want to go understand what they talking about. Because Deion has made it clear, plain, as simple as it can get. If you are a high school senior and I am recruiting you, I believe that you can play right now, or we can get you to the point where you can play right now, or we have that much belief in you that next year, if you don't play this year, you're going to be ready. We only ask of you a few things. Stay dedicated. Do your job. Do your work. Don't screw up. That's all we ask. You have to want this. You have to love this game. You can like it a little bit, but you have to love it. Travis made the best decision he's ever made by picking Coach Prime, because he wouldn't be where he's at right now without Coach Prime. And I honestly and truly believe that, because no other coach in college football would have let him play both ways at the amount of plays that he plays. No way in the hell would it have happened. Peggy needs shave, be it kind of scruggly like mine, you know. But, you know, Peggy got that change, so I ain't mad at him. He knew what he needed to do.
Now I got the blueprint to tell you how to get there.
5-star recruit. I was a 5-star recruit, primetime player. Motherfucker, I heard Stephen A say, he said, Deion Sanders is so primetime that we don't even think about him during the day. We only think about him at night.
Yeah, but but Stephen A was also saying that in the context of Coach Prime needs to be coaching in the SEC, which I would protest that myself. I'm protesting Prime coaching in the SEC. That is not for him. There's too much stupidity and too many politics in the SEC. And as a black man, as a black head coach in the SEC, oh my God. the amount of hell one man would suffer, the amount of racial slurs and death threats that you would get. If Coach Brown was at Alabama right now, Alabama has a 9-3 record. Do you know what they calling for that man's head right now in Alabama? They want him gone. Out of there. Out of the state of Alabama and out of their seat as Nick Saban's successor. You're still in the playoff. You still got a chance, but that ain't good enough for them because they spoiled. They want Ryan Dayhead in Ohio State right now. That man is 10 to 11 win seasons back to back to back. He has only one loss. The man is 60-5 as a head coach at Ohio State. And all 4 of those losses are to Michigan and 1 to somebody else in the regular season. And they want his head. Why? Because he ain't beat Michigan. Now, when you fire Ryan Day and go hire another coach, and he can't even beat Penn State in Iowa, then what you gonna do? Be careful what you ask for. Is all I'm saying. And Cam is right. Cam ain't right about a lot of stuff when it's been coming to Deion. But this one, he is spot on.
Prime time game, baby.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let me ask you this though, and we're gonna move on. If he's so prime time, if he's such a good coach, I do think the merit of how they go about continuing their season will really show what type of coach he is. Because some people lose in the locker room. Like we're gonna forget the faith that we have in coach. Do you think right now, since they know that after this loss, man, we ain't gonna play hard this last game, or we not gonna keep pushing? Like under the leadership of Deion, do you think he can still rally Colorado to keep?
See, that's where I don't see him going to the NFL. Because with this record, if you're not playing for nothing, it's hard to lure grown men into believing in something that doesn't matter. It's like, man,
if you was on this team, could you still be believing in I'm gonna give it all I got?
Because now my caveat is I still got to put good film out there for the NFL.
Yeah.
See, the folks that may be in the comments saying, I don't believe it. Like, man, listen, you give Deion Sanders half of what Nick Saban got as resources. The motherfucker has made a bottom tier program instant must-see TV.
Yeah. That's true. I would never watch the Colorado.
No, man, you can't name me 4 players that played at Colorado ever outside of Shiloh, Shadur, Travis.
I know one person because he played in Carolina.
Who?
Laviska Shenault. That's only because
I'm gonna say it for the people who mentioned who.
Thank you.
No, respectfully, no disrespect to him.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, primetime is a person that even in our culture, we can see through bullshit.
Yeah.
That motherfucker there, bro, has always been prime. Through his ups and downs, the glitz and the glamour, the good and the bad. He's always been prime. And people can relate to that in this Gen Z market.
Yeah.
And the name of the game in college football, Peggy, has always been, it's never changed and it will never change. Can you recruit?
That's real.
Team folk.
And it's no cap on how many players that you can get.
Now, there is a cap, Cam. They capped it at 105, which lowered the amount of players you can get, but all of them will be scholarship. None of them can be walk-on, which I think they will change that come next year and boost it back up to like 125, 135, because it limits the amount of 4th and 5th string players you can have. And it shortens your practice squad out And it just knocks off a lot of stuff. It's players that play college football just to be on the practice squad and give them a reason to work out and do other stuff and have access to other shit just to be on the practice team. Players that they know that they will never touch foot on the football field, but they have enough athleticism and enough skill to help. And a lot of players do that just to get the benefits of being able to eat free, of being able to live for free, shower for free, because everybody can't afford all that expensive stuff on campus. And being able to eat those meals that Coach Prime them provide in Colorado for free, at least 3 to 4 times a day. Yeah, I'm on the football teams. I'm just on the practice squad, Coach. I don't want to be no starter, but I'm gonna go over here and see what Chef Solomon got for us to eat, and take me a little bag and I'm taking this to the house for later on. That's the way college work, man. Kids are poor in college. If your family ain't got no money and you ain't got no job, bro, it's rough. It's rough. I'm telling you, when them boosters used to come around with them checks, give you them handshake, yeah, my boy. You know what I'm talking about? That's how it went down. But yeah, Cam is right on this. And if Prime had the half of the stuff that these coaches have right now, and it's coming, and Colorado is going to get a whole lot better real fast, and the football world will be in trouble, especially the Big 12. Oh my God. He's going to make that conference better because it's going to help other teams be able to recruit. Because listen, we got to play Coach Prime in Colorado this year. We're going to be on TV when we play them. You're going to be able to be seen. So you might want to come here since they ain't getting you over there. And that's how that's going to work. I'm telling you, rising tide lifts all ships. Prime ain't only helping Colorado. He helping the whole country. Matter of fact, he is helping all of college football right now. Because without Prime, y'all don't have these numbers. Y'all numbers have shot up over the last 2 years since Coach Prime has been in Colorado. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Colorado is the second most watched team in college football. They'll tell you 11th, 10th, 11, 9, 10, 11 most watched. Colorado is the second most watched football team in the sport of football. And that's second behind Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, because they run about even numbers, all those 3, 4 teams. And Colorado sits right up under them. And it's steadily growing. And it's going to get greater as the season goes on. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. Appreciate Cam and that Warren Moon jersey and that feather in that cap. Damn good talk today, my boy. But anyway, man, y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we gonna get out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.
Thank you. God bless you all, man. Be safe.